can't touch it through the video, but I will try to show you as much as detail about this case as possible. They're playing pool over there, so they're having lots of fun. It's Friday today, and it's Friday the 13th of September.
Real usage, real reviews. MobileReviewsA.ca.
Hi, this is Agata from MobileReviewsA.ca, and today I'll be doing an up-close, detailed overview of this case, which is the Lifeproof Fre Case for the iPhone 5. There's only two pieces to this case, the front and the back, but I'll show you all of the features, how they look, how they feel, and basically everything that you wanted to see in detail. Because if you go to a store and you try to pick up this case, it's in a box. It's basically in a box like this, and you can't really see. I mean, you can see through the kind of window here how it looks like, but most of the time the boxes are, closed off, and you don't have a chance to open it up and touch it. So you can't touch it through the video, but I will try to show you as much as detail about this case as possible, so that you have a better idea if this is the case you're looking for. I'm going to start by describing the back piece first. It's just a really slim back piece, and it is kind of bendable and twistable. It's basically plasticky, and there's nothing really to it. But it's really important because this piece contains the O-ring, which is this yellow part that you see right here. And the O-ring is the ring that makes this case waterproof. The same type of material, I believe, or close to it, is this gasket for the latch for your charger. And this part is actually loose. You can take it out. This is on purpose that it's not glued in, because you are supposed to continuously clean this part to make it actually waterproof. So the back piece also contains these ridges along here. There's a little bit of space. I would say maybe 1 or 2 millimeters in here. So it gives it this cushioning type of air when you drop the case. The other piece of the back of this case that has to do with the drop cushioning is there's a little bit of like a soft sponge type of material that is just below the camera and the flash. So Lifeproof included this kind of window, which is just a plastic piece that you can see your logo, the Apple logo. As in regards to the flash and the camera, it's also covered by a plastic. And I'm not sure if it is the same material as the centerpiece that shows your logo, but it seems to me that this plastic piece for the camera is actually a little bit thicker. There's also a type of cushioning, a rubber black piece on the inside and on the outside. The last piece that is to this back feature of the case is just this latch, and the latch is basically for your charger. The front piece of this case, basically this is where you actually put your phone in, and then you snap the bottom part or the back part. So the front piece contains all of your buttons and your ports. I'm going to start with this side, which is where your actual switch for the mute and silencer is. Most of the time when we have cases that have this type of button or knob, whatever you want to call it, it actually is reversed. The function of it is reversed as on your iPhone. So you have to be careful, because you think you're doing it right and then you're actually not silencing your phone. The plus and minus volume buttons look just like your buttons on your iPhone. Everything is really easy to press, and they just depress on the iPhone buttons inside. So another piece that makes this case waterproof, and this knob has an O-ring on it, and for our case this knob is actually not attached to the case, but this is what we have right now. And there's two of these. There's an extra one that came in the box. Basically you have to screw this knob into this part to make it waterproof. So you have to keep it safe somewhere and not lose it. The other port opening is just for your charger, and it's just opened, wide open, and basically it's closed to make it waterproof with this latch from the back piece. The mic and the speaker ports in here, they're actually open, and there's a mesh, a very fine mesh that prevents the water from seeping. And even though they're not completely covered, and there's just a mesh, and there's actually, when you look inside, there's cushioning and some other things going on in there. So I'll have a close-up of this. The volume when I play music, when I'm talking on this phone, it's not muffled. So the sound is not muffled. Just like the back piece, the front piece also contains these little ridges that I believe provide extra air, extra space in between the case and your iPhone for drop purposes, so that your iPhone is not actually cracked. So the last port on the front piece is actually the power button, and it is a little bit softer than the rest of the case around here. The entire outside edge of this case is actually quite rubbery, and it's not as plastic as the back piece. So there's like a bumper of rubber around your case. So the front of this piece of the case is just plastic. All of it is one smooth plastic. There's no other ridges. This edge, the rubber edge, actually does come onto here a little bit, so I think that also gives the extra protection from the front of the screen, including the screen protector. And when you look at the back here, it's actually made up of a few pieces. So there's this plastic, which is just the white piece that contains your home button, and there's a very thin clear plastic that is glued or attached to it somehow. And there's also a piece here that goes for your speaker and for the front camera and the sensor. And when you touch that, you can feel it, that it's actually a separate piece of plastic, clear plastic. And there's just a little bit of like a black piece right here, and I think that's for your speaker. So the home button for this case, it's flash with the plastic. It's just a little bit embedded, so when you're not looking at your case, you can actually feel that. Okay. And inside, there's a little square that's been attached to the back of the home piece, and I think that just helps to press when you press on it, so that it actually does register really quickly that you're actually pressing on that. Also at the bottom of this piece, of this front piece, there's it's kind of like a tape. It doesn't stick out very much, and it's just a black piece, and it started to come off a little bit on one side for us here. I'm not quite sure exactly what's that supposed to be for. So the Lifeproof Fre Case came with an attachment. So this attachment is for your headphone jack. So it's a really good feature to have. And it actually has this little section that you can take off or put back onto the cord, and it has that extra knob for the headphone in there. So it's a neat way to keep everything together with this case. The two pieces that I just described are very easily installed onto the iPhone. They just snap together like this. The latch closes, and the knob just you screw that into the hole. If you have any questions about this case, any of its features, ports, buttons, please let me know in the comment section below this video. Or you can find me on Google+, Twitter, or Facebook, and I'll try to answer as fast as I can. The detailed description of this case will also be available on our website, which is mobilereviews-a.ca, so go check it out. And I will also link a comparison video to the Lifeproof Nude. And the Lifeproof Nude just basically doesn't have a front screen, but it's still waterproof and dustproof. So I'll link that video at the end of this review. Thanks for watching, and keep your phone safe and waterproof and dustproof with this case. See ya. Bye.